welcome to Step It Up. I'm Helene.
And I'm Penelope.
We are a mother-daughter duo here stepping it up, empowering the overweight to overcome because we are...
Every day, every step, and every way.
Yeah, it's like you're never really there, but you are there because you're always just stepping it up in some way. But we make peace with it, and that's why we're here. We're here to help make some more peace with it.
Exactly.
And we just love to share also our mother-daughter dynamic. And we've come through a lot of stuff together, so we wanted to also share that with you.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk today about feminism.
And what does it really mean anymore?
I don't know. She was like, let's talk about feminism today. And I was like, oh, I don't even know what that means anymore.
I know, I feel like the definition has been lost. And this is the definition I'm going to put on the screen. But I just feel like the definition has been lost now because feminism used to mean something very different than what it means now. Like, what did feminism look like when people were your age?
Well, my mom was a pretty powerful woman. Her name was Priscilla. I mean, that's like a name, right? It's like Penelope.
Hi.
I mean, it's like a name, right? But her best friend growing up was like she started the National Organization of Women, which is called NOW. And so we were around a lot of powerful women. And, she was a single mom. I was raised by a single mom. And I think feminism, for us was just like women standing up for their rights in the sense that like you're allowed to work, which was a new concept. You're allowed to speak up for yourself within reason. And it was a real struggle. It was a real struggle for women to have equal rights, to get equal pay. I think still we're dealing with the same things. And women started to become more vocal about it. Like it was at least allowed for us to be more vocal about it. But I think that my sense was that it was kind of like hopeless and there was no real way to actually get equality, get paid the same. And so I feel like we're in this transition between my grandmother's generation where it was totally not okay to work. It was like frowned upon. And my mother's generation, where she was allowed to work, but she was more like only allowed to work in a secretary, as a secretary. Like it was a big deal to go to college for her. So I think that as women are becoming more educated, we also want to have a more important place in the workplace. But there's these dynamics that are confusing because we do still want to raise our children, and we don't work as hard as men because we're built differently. And we have other responsibilities and things. And so it's challenging because on the one side we want equal pay, and on the other side we actually can't work the hours to get the equal pay. So it's really a catch-22. It's like a double-edged sword. So I don't really know the answer to the question, to be honest. Clearly, I'm confused.
I'm confused too, so I don't really know the answer either. But I just know that from what you're saying and from what I've seen in the books that we were reading in school in history, like the roles have definitely changed now. And the definition of like a feminist now, like I couldn't even really call myself a feminist anymore because the definition of the human definition of what people have created and started, if I say I'm a feminist and there's a group of women around me, that's a different meaning than my actual meaning to myself. And I just see like people being like, men are terrible and men are not good people, and like we can live in the world without men, and like we don't need men to live.
Well, what you're describing right now sounds like hate and exclusion.
Right.
That doesn't sound like feminism to me.
Right.
That's
okay.
Just
being hateful.
That's what it feels like, at least.
It is.
Okay.
And it's not okay. And it's like, to me, it's like, that's like anti-men, right? Like instead of feminism, that sounds like an anti-men type of.
Yeah, I had this idea, like when the Me Too was like really, really strong, I had this like vision of gathering together with really strong, powerful, beautiful women of all shapes and sizes and colors and doing this like really elaborate photo shoot. So if you want to still do this with me, please comment below. And I still want to do this. And like powerful women, like together, like kind of dressed like superheroes and, almost like Wonder Woman before Wonder Woman came out, but kind of like that, not Vikings, but like modernized. But like really like women's empowerment is really about like owning our femininity.
Exactly.
And being honest about like who we are and what we want and what we're capable of. But for me, it doesn't include like, the backlash of that whole Me Too thing. It felt like it was a little out of control. No, I'm not saying that what some of these men did was okay, because absolutely it's not.
No, absolutely not.
But it just seemed like it got a little out of control, like as if it was a power grab or something.
Exactly.
It made me feel uncomfortable. Like this doesn't resonate.
It was exclusive. Like it was like excluding men because like women are like superior and better, and like in a way like women have their own superiority and men have their own superiority.
Totally, yeah, we're better at some things,
and that's okay.
Yeah, we can breastfeed. They can't. So
wait, hold on. We can give life.
Yeah. Well, we can't give life without the man.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's my point. So there has to be an appreciation and a gratefulness for both.
Well, I mean, it's like by design. Like, I don't know, everything I learn and everything I teach in our program, Step It Up, like everything revolves around the nature of nature. And so you can't really defy those laws.
You can't.
The natural laws are what they are. And I can't deny the like perfection of like the creation of life. It's just so amazing.
It's so amazing.
Right.
And there's something so beautiful about women and like the nature they hold and how kind of like soft and quiet. Like there's just like something very beautiful about women that like men don't have. And I think it's okay to like lean into that. And really lean into like being a feminine woman. I think today it's like frowned upon.
Well, yeah, I think there's some confusion again about like, so we have a lot of emotions. Like I think women perhaps are more attuned to their emotions. We're also considered more emotional, which is a problem in the workplace, they say. Although I work with a lot of men, and I find that men are actually more emotional than women, but I mean, that's just my experience. I'm not saying I'm not emotional, because I am.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah, so I'm not going to just lie about that at all. I'm going to be totally honest about it. But there's like this thing that I think we all need to work on. And I'm just going to give it to you straight, if I can. Because like I have emotions that are productive, and I have emotions that are counterproductive. And it can be overwhelming to be a woman and have all these emotions. Mm-hmm. And just because that we're in a feminist movement and we're like unleashing our power, it doesn't give us the right to project emotions, especially anger and frustration and like some of the more negative, destructive emotions, onto other people and destroy. Because you can create and you can destroy. And I feel like we need to develop tools to have like better emotional resilience. And we need to learn how to like channel the emotion in a way that is really like healing and productive and thorough. Like no more stuffing it down and no more pushing it out, right? But how do we work on moving it through? And I've developed all these methodologies and exercises and things like that, even physical movements to do it really effectively. But I think unless and until women get a hold of themselves, and I'm not saying like not feel, I'm saying feel fully and in totality.
But lean into it and make it productive instead of holding you back and pushing people away and creating destruction. Like, no, make it productive.
Yeah, like no, like that resentment and that hate and that like that's very, very dangerous. Just to like smear your emotions on other people.
Super.
So I think that again, there's like just some time right now that as we own our power and we're allowed to own our power more and more, that we use it responsibly.
Yeah.
In a way that really owns our greatness.
Yeah.
And isn't like irresponsible and smeary. I call it like smeary.
Smeary, I like that. Yeah.
Because we all have like difficult things that we're going through. Totally. Especially now. I don't know about you, but it feels kind of unrelenting. I feel like the acceleration of this time is like, it's just constant. It's like, oh, you got to deal with that. Oh, you got to deal with that. Oh, that's coming up. Oh my gosh, your mirror over here. Oh my gosh. It's just like constant.
Yeah, always. So it's important to like take time to like self-reflect and then apply everything you can to like change and evolutionize your emotions.
I like that word, evolutionize.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
You have to.
I love that.
Because if you're not evolving every day, then what are you doing?
I guess you're devolving? You're stagnating?
Do you want to be stagnating and devolving?
Not me.
Not me.
But hey, we have some weeks like that where we're kind of like confused,
Snap
we're not sure.
Snap out of it. Is it serving you? No. Then why is it there? Get rid of it. Just be productive.
She's my great teacher. I love it because it kind of is that simple.
No, it is that simple.
Yeah, but like we hook into it and we like dwell on it and then we like, identify with it, and that's when stuff gets really dangerous and sticky and icky.
Yeah, but you control your emotions at the end of the day, and you control yourself at the end of the day. So you really just need to move through it.
Well, I mean, I think that, I don't know, I think you control how you respond to your emotions. I'm not so sure you control your emotions, actually. You have these like things underneath that trigger a response that's part of emotion, but like I think that we have to choose how we're responding to the emotion, like reaction versus responding. And these are two kind of nuanced things, but it's super important. So the first step in this equation, if you're listening and this is resonating with you, is like see what's going on. Like, are you having like angry, explosive conversations with the people in your household, at work, in your life? Are you constantly fighting? Are you constantly feeling frustrated, angry, and upset? Like, these are indications that there's something there that you probably need to look at and not be in a game of blame, which means like, oh, they're the problem. Oh, that's the problem. Like, it's always outside of you where you're pointing the finger. Well, no, we have to look at ourselves. And if you have a lot of conflict arising in your life, I believe it's life's way of saying, hey, take a look over here, really over here, look at yourself, so that you can take steps to like heal that relationship and those underlying currents that are causing these eruptions on the surface.
Yeah, and you and I used to argue a lot because of this problem, because we weren't looking within ourselves. We were just projecting everything onto each other, and that's why we hated each other for like 4 years.
It was tough. It was definitely tough because, like, let's face it, if you're not getting what you want in life, you're like annoyed about it.
And then you put it on other people if you don't change it.
Right. It's like, oh, okay, they're the problem. For, I don't know, what's something that we were blaming other people about? I don't know.
Everything. But it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. So, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're in a situation that's abusive, we're not suggesting that you stay in that situation. In that case, we always have the choice to change.
Always.
Like to leave something that's dangerous or abusive, including our internal dialogue.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So I would love to hear what you think about this conversation, things that you might be using, tools that you might be using to shift this, or maybe you disagree with us and you have a better handle on what feminism is today and you can help to educate us. I'd love to hear more about your thoughts and ideas on this topic. Clearly, we have some confusion about some things regarding feminism. It's something that's really sorting itself out right now.
Yeah.
And I think that as women, we need to come together, and even men, and talk about this so that we can find some common ground and grow on fertile soil.
Yeah. So if you like this video, give us a subscribe, comment, and share, and like.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about our program, where we're going to be teaching more and more about this topic, we're going to be teaching emotional resilience techniques to help us move through a weight loss journey and a journey of transformation. So if you'd like to learn more about our upcoming program that's launching this summer, please DM us or leave your comments below with your email address. Thank you so much.